Hello and welcome to Rathods Science Academy. Today in this session we are going to see current affairs of 11th November 2024. So there are around 7 to 9 articles which are relevant from our examination point of view in our today's newspaper. We are going to see those articles and most of the articles that were discussed in our earlier classes. So I'm not going to see the articles which we already had our discussion. So what are the new topics are there we are going to see. Okay, so let us see the first article, see the title guys. France evaluating India's Pinaka rocket system for its use. So what is the keyword here? Pinaka rocket system, right? Okay. So here keyword is Pinaka rocket system. So first keyword is Pinaka rocket system. And there is also one more keyword here, that is about France. So here again you have to see about second topic, India-France relations. You have to see India-France relations. Okay, so what are the dimensions you have to see from this article? So from this Pinaka rocket system, you have to know some basic facts. Like when we started using this Pinaka rocket system, so what are the capabilities of this rocket system and what are the applications of this rocket system. And next one here is you have to see about India-France relations. So India-France relations which comes under your GS paper to under international relations. And do we share the boundary with France directly? No, right? So it comes under India bilateral relations. Okay, so whenever any country which is in news, so here you have to see what is the history between these two countries, and next you have to see about areas of cooperation. So in these areas of cooperation you have to see economy, that means nothing but trade. You have to see polity. You have to see any military exercises, and you have to see how the cultural exchange is happening between the countries. Okay, and you have to see Indian diaspora in that country. And even you have to see foreign investment as well. Okay, so these are the dimensions that you have to see if any country is in use. And next important area you have to focus is what are the challenges which are present between India and that country. And finally, you have to see what is the way forward. So if you see all these dimensions, then your analysis will be like holistic way. Okay, now we are going to see about this Pinaka rocket system. And from this Pinaka rocket system, there is a high chance of getting your prelims based question. And who are writing this year prelims in 2025, this will be very important. Keep a star mark for that Pinaka rocket system. Okay, now let us see the context why it is in use. So France is considering India's Pinaka multi-barrel rocket launch system for its requirements, and even it is going to carry out a detailed evaluation. So actually France now want our Pinaka rocket system. So can you relate any example of India's defense equipment which had been exported to any other country in the recent past? BrahMos to which country? Philippines. Yes. So here now it is going to be the Pinaka multi-rocket rocket launch system that we are going to send to France. Okay, now let us see here some facts regarding this Pinaka multi-barrel rocket launcher. So it had been designed by Armament Research and Development Establishment. So it comes under DRDO itself. And it was first used in this Kargil war. So when this Kargil war was happened, it is between India and which country? Yes, India and Pakistan in year 1999. So in 1999, we firstly used this Pinaka rocket system, and by using this system, we neutralized Pakistan's army positions on the mountain tops. It is very, very important. It is one of the success mission that we used in this Kargil war. So actually this Pinaka system which delivers lethal and responsive fire against a variety of area targets. For example, it can be used for enemy troops and even armored and soft skin vehicles. And next one is it can be used in the communication centers and even in air terminal complexes, and even it can be used for this fuel and ammunition dumps. So there are wide range of applications of this rocket launcher. So because of this, now France also won this. So because of this, they are going for evaluation of the system. So you may get questions on these 3 points. So when we used, they may ask that we used in Indo-China war. No, it used in Indo-Pakistan war, that too in Kargil, like that. You may get confused here. And they may also say that it is not of indigenous. It is prepared by using other countries' technology. No, it is indigenous by DRDO. So in this way, UPSC can confuse you. Okay, see the second article. Heavy fog affects 21 flights in Bangalore. So what is the keyword here? Fog. Yes, what is the meaning of fog? Okay, fog. So during which season you will be seeing this fog? Summer, rainy or winter? In winter season. So where exactly you will be studying about this concept of fog? In geography, which comes under GS paper 1. In geography, you will be studying this either in geomorphology or climatology or like geomorphology or oceanography. Yes, in climatology, you will be studying. Okay, so in climatology, you will be studying. So it will comes under part of your atmosphere, right? So can you tell me the layers of your atmosphere? Troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, ionosphere and exosphere. So in which layer you can see this fog? In stratosphere or mesosphere or troposphere? In troposphere you will be seeing this, okay, fog. So why this fog will be forming in troposphere? Not tropopause, in troposphere itself. Tropopause is a transition zone between troposphere and stratosphere. Okay, so tell me, what are the favorable conditions for the formation of fog? When we can say formation of this fog happens? Tell me. Okay, smoke, how this form? What are the favorable conditions? So why it is not forming in summer season, only in winter season, why it is forming? Less evaporation. Next. So what is the condition for the less evaporation? I want the exact terms. Yes, low temperature. Next, high humidity. So we need high humidity and low temperature. They are the favorable conditions for formation of fog. So if these two are not there, there will be no formation of fog. So whether this fog is good or bad? So when it is good and when it is bad, Rohit? When it is good and when it is bad. You are saying sometimes good, sometimes bad. So when it is good and when it is bad. So why it is bad? Tell me. It will stop. Okay, there is no clear vision. Next. Yes, more accidents. Okay. Next. Air pollution. Okay. So whether it will brings like profit or loss to our economy? Profits. How? See this article. Heavy fog affects flights in Bangalore. So whenever it is causing disruption to our airways, it will cause profit or loss? Obviously loss. So because of this fogs, we are having a lot of economic impacts. So here you may get a question like, yes, because of air pollution, so because of climate change, there is increasing of incidence of fog formation. How it is having impact on our economic activities? So they may link both your geography with your economy. Okay, so because of this, yes, you need to see this kind of articles like how fog is affecting our economic activities. It is just an example. So try to do some research and do make the list of what are the negative impacts of fog. Write down this. What are the negative impacts of fog? So if you are thinking like this, if you are getting any question, you will be writing in a multi-dimensional answer and you will be having enough data, enough examples so that your answer will become very unique compared to that of others, so that there is a high edge of getting more marks. Okay, so from which subjects we can see this article from? So fog from your GS paper 1, as you said. Apart from this, even we can connect with our environment and ecology. So we can connect with this concept of climate change with fog. And next one is from GS paper 3 under economy. So you will be seeing about what are the negative impacts of this fog. How it is reducing our economic activities. Okay, now let us see some facts regarding this fog. So this article is saying that a thick layer of fog engulfed in this Bangalore, especially in this Kempegowda International Airport, and because of that, that led to delay and as well as diversion of several flights. So what is this fog? Fog, it is also follows the same phenomena of how these clouds do. So whenever the water vapor condenses, that will lead to the formation of fog. So this clouds which will be formed at the upper layer of a surface. From earth surface, it will be at the upper layer. But here this fog which is formed on our earth surface. The same phenomena of condensation of water vapor which happens on the earth surface which forms as fog. Fog is nothing but in the early morning time, you will be seeing like very thick white smoke, especially during winter season. Okay, so actually what happens in this fog here is whenever the land surface is cooling down at the night, especially during this winter nights, so air which is closest to the surfaces, which is having the moisture, that will be getting condensed and will be forming the fog. So what are the favorable conditions? So you may get a question regarding this favorable conditions for the formation of fog. First one is we need to have the moisture in the air, and next one is fall in the temperature. So these are the two key factors for the formation of fog. So if there is a low temperature but if there is no humidity, there will be no formation of fog. If there is humidity but there is not low temperature, again it will not form the fog. So these two conditions are compulsory, mandatory for the formation of fog. Okay, especially in Indo-Gangetic plains, we can see like most formation of this fog, and even this fog formation can be depend upon other factors like humidity, wind, and as well as temperature. Especially areas which are present near water bodies, obviously they will be having high humidity, and we can see higher fog formation or denser fog formation in this nearby water bodies areas. Okay, see this article. 246 pilgrims died during Char Dham yatra this year. Tell me. So what is the keyword? Char Dham project. Only Char Dham is that important keyword here. So people are dying, which comes under disaster. Yes or no? So can you tell me what might be the reasons for the people who are dying in this kind of yatras? Okay, stampedes may be the cause. Next. Improper transportation, okay, because of that accident may happen in this hilly regions. Next, weather, okay, very good. Next, heavy weather. Next, next, Ravi, what might be the reasons, Ravi, why people are dying? Will you go there? You'll go? Definitely no. Okay. Next, tell me what might be the reasons. At least try to guess. What happens in this? If have you been to any pilgrim areas? Any yatras or any melas, any time, at least once in your life till now? Whether I told that, apart from that. So people will be less amount or more amount? Okay, because of that also, can government provide all the facilities that they required? No, right? Okay, next. Tell me. Floods. Okay, drowning in the river if they don't know swimming. So why these people go in drowning in the river then, if they don't know swimming? Snana means nothing but bathing only. Ganga. Sacred bathing. Next. Sacred bathing. Next. Narrow roads, okay, transportation system. Next, proper infrastructure is not there. Next, uh, uh, oh, bomb blast. Okay. So see here, this article is very important from your governance point of view from this Char Dham project. And next one here is you have to know about the geography. So which are the 4 dhams? Char means nothing but 4. So which are those 4 dhams? And you have to see the location of those 4 dhams and across which river they are located. So it is very important. So can you tell me 4 temples which are connected on this Char Dham Yatra project? Badrinath, Kedarnath, Gangotri, Yamunotri. Okay, so let us see this. So context is saying that around 246 pilgrims they died during this Char Dham Yatra this year. So especially devotees along this Kedarnath temple under this Char Dham Yatra in Rudraprayag district. So many people they died. So the reasons which are given here is altitude sickness. So what is this altitude sickness? So whenever people they are going to the height, what happens? Atmospheric pressure increases or decreases? Decreases. So whenever the atmosphere is decreasing, so our blood pressure will be getting increased. And even if you're going to the very heights, so from your nose, from your ears, you will be seeing that blood will be coming out because of bursting of your blood vessels. So because of this reason, especially elderly people who will be going into this yatra, yes or no? So you people will be not interested. You people will be going to the movies for entertainment. You will be not going for this kind of yatras, right? Huh? So here, especially elderly people who are having obviously this kind of disease which are like hypertension, like high blood pressure or low blood pressure, so they will be having this altitude sickness. So even you, if you go to some very heights, you will be having this bursting of your blood vessels in your nose and as well as ears, and the blood will oozes out. So it is called as altitude sickness. So whenever you are going height, the atmospheric pressure will be reduced so that there will be increased blood pressure. Okay. And next one here is there is poor accommodation for pilgrims. And even because of huge number of people they are gathering in the sites, that will lead to congestion on the trails at the temples. And even these areas which are comes under part of your Himalayas, right? So we are having very harsh weather as you said. And even absence of proper health screening among the major causes of fatalities. Okay, so the reasons for the first one is altitude sickness, second one is poor accommodation, lack of infrastructure, congestion and harsh weather, and there is absence of health screening. So these are the important reasons behind the deaths in this Char Dham project. And even there may be a case study here. If you are head of so and so district like Uttarkashi district and you have to arrange this yatra. So here how you will be taking measures to decrease the fatalities. For example, they can give a scenario like, so last year in this Mela 246 people they died. They may be taking the same data which is coming in your newspaper itself. So 246 people died in the last year. So how you will be organizing this yatra to decrease fatalities. So if you want to take any measures, first you have to know about what are the reasons behind these deaths, right? So if you know these details, then you will be taking measures like proper accommodation for the pilgrims, and you will be trying to control this stampedes because of congestion, and you will be taking proper measures like how elderly people will be cope up with this harsh weather, and you will be also taking care of proper health screening measures. So have you gone to nearby Tankman during this Ganesh Visarjan? So there you will be seeing like small tents, in that they are providing some first aid also. Yes, right? So whenever you are organizing any yatra or any mela, try to provide that kind of health screening. Okay, and even not only setting up of that is important, but even people need to know that yes, in this area they are providing some health screening, so that if they are having any problem, they'll be coming there and having the checkups. Okay. So here in 192 days Char Dham Yatra to Badrinath, Kedarnath, Gangotri and Yamunotri. So it is located about 3000 meters above sea level. From sea level it is about 3 kilometers. So here because of this, finally around 246 pilgrims this year, they died because of health related complications. So this is the data as per Uttarakhand government. It is official data. We don't know how many people they died unofficially. Okay. So let us see some facts regarding this Char Dham yatra. So Char Dham yatra, it is located in which state? Uttarakhand. So how many are there? 4 temples. You know, Badrinath, Kedarnath, Yamunotri and Gangotri. Okay, so here normally this journey which happens in the month of April or May till November to October. So here you can see these sites, Yamunotri, Gangotri, Kedarnath and Badrinath. So see this map once in Google, it is not clearly visible here. So under this Char Dham Yatra, we have 4 dhams. So first one is Yamunotri. So Yamunotri and Gangotri, they present in same district, that is Uttarkashi district. And Yamunotri is dedicated to goddess Yamuna and Gangotri is goddess Ganga. So this river Yamuna is the second most sacred river in our country and river Ganga is the most sacred river throughout our India. And third one here is Kedarnath Dham. It is located in Rudraprayag district, you have to remember that. And Badrinath is in Chamoli district. And it is dedicated to Lord Shiva. And here it is situated on banks of Mandakini river. It is very important. So first one is river Ganga, river Yamuna. Next one is river Mandakini in this Rudraprayag. And it is related to Lord Shiva. And Badrinath, it is in Chamoli district. It is to Lord Vishnu. It is again different. Okay. So these whole things you have to remember. It is not, the river is not given here. So see once. Yeah, one river is there. So here, see this next article. States and center fetter of net borrowing ceiling. So here, river Alknanda is right. Okay, tell me about this article. Have you heard about this article 293 in your polity so far? So have you done with the center-state relations? In center-state relations, how many types of relations will be there? Administrative, legislative and financial relations. Okay, so what about this financial relations? Okay, so if state requires any money, what are the options present before the state? They can borrow outside, right? But central government will be keeping the ceiling of borrowing of the state. So recently, Kerala government approached Supreme Court regarding the center ceiling on state borrowing power. So because of this, Article 293 is in use. So there is a high chance of getting a question regarding Article 293. So tell me what is Article 293 deals about, Nadisha? Center-state relations, very good. So actually why it is in use? Because in 2023, central government imposed net borrowing ceiling, that is NBC, net borrowing ceilings on state of Kerala. And what is that restriction? The restriction kept is state should not borrow more than 3% of gross state domestic product. Okay. So in 2023, the ceiling kept by central government on the state government, it is you should not borrow more than 3% of your state GDP. Okay, so because of this now, finally here Kerala state went to Supreme Court. So because of this is the news and there is a high chance of getting question regarding this, guys, especially Article 293. So here you can get a question like Article 293 in news, what is this talking about? Or else they may give a statements based question, consider the following statements regarding Article 293 and they may give 2 or 3 statements and they may ask which is the correct statement or which is the wrong statement. Or else in your mains you can get a question regarding cooperative federalism. Okay. Or else they may ask directly center-state relations regarding the financial parts, how it is affecting the borrowing power of states. And there you have to take the relevance of this Kerala government which approached Supreme Court regarding this Article 293. So in any number of ways you may get question, you have to be prepared to write any question regarding that. Okay. So here Article 293 talks about borrowing powers of states. So actually states have the right to borrow. Okay, borrow money within the limits that state legislature sets. But even central also have the power here. Central government can give the loans and as well as guarantees to the states. If states has loans from the center and now center needs to give its consent before state can borrow more, and central can also add some more conditions to get that permission of borrowing outside the state. Okay, so it is a power of both state and as well as center regarding the borrowing powers of the state, which comes under Article 293. So why this Supreme Court, why this Kerala government went to Supreme Court? Because central government now reduced the Kerala's net borrowing ceiling to 3%. And next one here is, now central government is limiting the power of Kerala to get money in a given financial year. And why this central government kept that limitation? Central government said that already Kerala government has borrowed out of its limit. So because of this, we are keeping a limit of should not borrow more than this 3% of this state GDP. Okay, so here what are the major reasons which are cited by here central government here is FRBM Act compliance. So what is FRBM Act? Now go to economy, guys. Foreign, not foreign. FRBM, Fiscal Responsibility Budget Managementary Act. So according to this, what it will say? Revenue deficit and fiscal deficit. So it says how much revenue deficit can be maintained? Come on, percentage. Fiscal deficit percentage. Wow, plus or minus. No plus or minus here. Tell me. That is inflation, 4 plus or minus 2, not FRBM Act. It talks about two things, revenue deficit and fiscal deficit, how much it can be maintained. Come on. Ravi, you are there. Money. Economy. Do you know? Abhinay, no, right? Rohit, economy. Zero point. Tell me what is this fiscal deficit? What is revenue deficit? Formulas. Very good. Economy gone into space. Economy gone beyond space, not into space even. Revenue deficit means? They say completely. I want formula. What is fiscal deficit then? Borrowing. Very good. Come on, after this class, read this FRBM Act completely and I will ask you in the tomorrow's class for sure. I don't forget. Okay, read this FRBM Act. Write down. Star mark, keep and write FRBM Act. FRBM Act. Okay, so here central government is saying that Kerala already violated this FRBM Act. So whatever the things which are given under this FRBM Act, it went for already beyonding that. So because of this, we should not, it gave certain percentage. Not something. I don't want something like that. I want exact number. Okay, next one here is, so whenever state is going outside its limit, whenever it is crossing its limit, what happens? Is it good for the financial health of the state? No, there will be increasing of burden on the people who are present in that state. So because of this, the central government argued that reduced borrowing limits is very much necessary for preventing of future strain of finances of that state, because it will be having potential risk to the state economy. And next important point said here is offset budget borrowing practices. So Kerala has been accused for off-budget borrowings. It is also using some fund boards, that is Kerala Infrastructure Fund, which is outside the budget for getting money. So it is also violating the lots of the things in the state. So because of this, central government is saying that what are the practices which are followed by this Kerala state government? It is circumventing the borrowing limits. So because of this, they want to restrict the state borrowing further. So what are the arguments which are made by the central government? So they want to prevent off budget borrowings and they want to decrease this crowding out effect. And actually, Kerala state government is saying that we are having our own rights to borrow. So borrowing is very, very important for the development of that state. We are borrowing just for the infrastructure development, etc. So it is very, very important. We want to provide some welfare schemes for the people. So for that we need funds. So even Kerala state government is accusing that central government is applying rules selectively. It is not imposing the same rules in the all the states. It is imposing only on the Kerala itself. So like that here Kerala government is saying that here central government is showing some discrimination. So these are the arguments regarding this Kerala. So see this article, national minority. So what is this article? Maybe talking about minority. Educational minority institutions comes under Article 30 of Indian Constitution. Why this minority education institutions are in use now? Because of Supreme Court judgment on madrasas. So the same thing which is given, and even this Aligarh Muslim University is also in use, right? Now it got minority status. So because of this, you have to interlink these two things. Earlier in 1967 judgment, they said that it is not a minority institute, it is a central university. But now that had been reversed, and now in this 2024 judgment, it said that Aligarh Muslim University, which has the status of minority. Okay, and say this article, guys, declining health spending risk SDG goals. So what is this article talking about? What is this SDG? Sustainable Development Goals. So how many Sustainable Development Goals are there? 17 goals. So when we have to achieve that? 2030. So here, is there any Sustainable Development Goal regarding health? What is that? Number, please. Sustainable Development Goals related to health, which I don't want like that. I want exactly. There is no option here. Sustainable development goal regarding health, guys. Ayyo. Come on, tell me. Goal? What is SDG 1? No poverty. 2? 3? 3 health, right? Okay, what is that exactly? Good well-being comes under health. Okay, when we have to achieve this SDG by 2030. So the problem in our healthcare sector is very low spending in infrastructure, right? Healthcare infrastructure. So if government is not spending properly in this health, can we achieve this sustainable development goal of good well-being? No. So that is the thing which is given here. So as a bureaucrat, future bureaucrat, so what will be the suggestions that you will be giving to the government regarding achieving of sustainable development goals regarding this health? Tell me. Ban tobacco, ban alcohol. Is that happens? Really? So how the states will sustain if they are banning? So from where they'll be getting the taxes? You boys, you'll say that we are proudly want to say that we are paying taxes to government in the form of smoking and tobacco. But how? Gujarat is banned. Whether it is banned completely. So if it is banned completely, what happens? Illegal things will going on. So what are these hooch tragedies? Hooch tragedies. Hooch tragedy. What is this hooch? Hooch tragedy. Oh, very good. Hooch tragedy. Recently we discussed. Kalti Sara. That is also called as hooch tragedy, right? Which happened recently in which state? That is good for health. How? What's wrong? So why people are dying after drinking this hooch then? If it is good for health? It is having more concentration compared to the liquor that is available in the wine shops. To decrease population. Okay, let it be. I don't want to talk about this anymore now. I'll become very violent. Okay, see this article, guys. Can India get rich before growing old? So what does this article maybe talking about? Economy. Exactly what is about? Before? Not Viksit Bharat, exactly. So the word which is saying growing old. Old and young is related to? Yes, demographic dividend, right? Demographic dividend is, what is that word meaning? Demographic dividend. Young age population who are in working age group. Can you tell me the age? 15 to 60? 15 to? Demographic dividend age. Okay, 15 to 59 years who are coming under working age population comes under demographic dividend. So actually what is the problem we are having? So always you are saying that India is enjoying demographic dividend, but what challenges we are having now? Unemployment, okay. Next, rising of unemployment, next. Yes, skill force is not there, okay, next. Actually this article is saying that yes, we are always having advantage of this demographic dividend, but we are at a risk of fertility rates or declining, especially in southern India. There is declining of fertility rate. So what is this total fertility rate? On this, you got question in 2024 prelims. So total fertility rate is in news. What is the meaning of total fertility rate? Tell me. Not population decreasing, total fertility rate. Number of? Yes, number of births, not in a year. So number of births which is given by a woman in her reproductive age is called as total fertility rate. So how many people now? So how many births are giving by the woman now in South India? How many people? So how many are you in your family? 2 or 3 or 4? So we are 4. You are 5. Okay. But what is about the present generation? 1 or maximum 2. But if you go to North India, it will be like 3 to 4. So actually there is a wide range of gap between South India and North India regarding this TFR. So in North India, TFR is more compared to that of South India. So why this TFR is decreasing? Why people, they don't want to give birth to more than 2 or 1? What is the reason? Yes, more educated, okay. Literacy is more. Next. Huh? Why people are limiting their children? Yes, financial burden, very good. Next. Next. Financial burden on a family. Next. Come on. Blood. Next. For whom? For mother, blood, calcium, bones. Next. Pains వస్తాయి. Okay, so actually the problems in our country is, the first one is decreasing of total fertility rate. So whenever total fertility rate is decreasing, what happens in future? The younger generation will be obviously reduced. So this is the one important problem that we are going to have in the future. And second problem here is mostly the people, they are working in agriculture. So even if you are having good demographic dividend, if they are working in agriculture, can we ensure a productive economy? No. So here, if you want to focus on a productive economy, we need to shift from agriculture to manufacture so that we can capitalize our working age population. And next one is, for this we need to have urgent reforms, and we have to focus on improvements in our business environment so that we will be not falling into this middle income trap. Okay, so that is the thing which mainly said. So actually this article is saying that yes, we are having some risk in our demographic dividend. So there is a declining of fertility rates. Especially India's working age population is soon going to be shrink. So whenever this working age population is decreasing, it will be having negative impact on our economic growth. So we cannot ensure proper economic growth. Okay, so because of this, now we need to adapt to our demographic changes accordingly. And next one is, India is also having a stagnating at middle income level. So the income of this middle class families is stagnant. There is no improving of that. So because of this, we need to come up with some structural reforms so that we can ensure sustainable growth, or else we can't. And if you want to get good advantages of this demographic dividend, yes, we have to shift from this primary sector towards secondary sector. Okay, so manufacturing is one of the key to provide job creation and as well as economic expansion. We have to focus on this manufacturing sector which we had left till now. So earlier we used to have only agriculture economy. So actually, if you see the sectors, we have primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector. So primary sector is nothing but your agriculture. Secondary sector is industrial or manufacturing sector, and tertiary is service sector. So actually China, why it became like more economic country? Because it shifted from primary to secondary. But what mistake we did was we jumped from primary to service sector. We left this. So because of this, we didn't create more employment. We didn't have the proper economic growth. So now we have to focus on the secondary sector so that we can get more advantage from this demographic dividend. So this is a thing which mainly said. Especially in the industry sector, we can focus on textile industries because it is one of the labor intensive sector. In textiles, we need lot of the labor people to make one dress. Or if you see, do you know how this process of textile industry will go on? Anyone? Do you have an idea? No? So first it will start from cotton. So from cotton we have to extract and we have to make the fiber, and after getting of fiber we have to go for coloring of that fiber, and what are the designs you need to want. So you have to design that personally. People will be personally designing that, and they will use either hand looms or power looms to make that cloth. After that it will be shifted to the carpet industries. So it will need like a very huge labor intensive industries. So if you want to create jobs, this textile industry or textile sector is one of the important thing that we have to focus, especially for women, because it will also helpful for women empowerment as well. And even we can include women in our economic activities. Okay. And next one here is, we are having many barriers to the economic growth in our country. That is licenses processing. And even there are some restrictive regulations which are even hindering our manufacturing growth. Okay, so we have to focus on bringing of our structural measures regarding making this licensing simple, and as well as to remove these regulations in our industrial sector. And even if we want to focus on improving of your economic activities, obviously we need to have the markets where we can export our goods. So for that we need to have the free trade agreements with the different countries so that we can enhance our market access for our goods. And this one is, we need to come up with even labor reforms also, so that we can improve the working conditions of the labor, so that there will be no exploitation of labor, so that we can ensure the right to dignity, right to life for these people as well. Okay, see this article on improving wind energy generation. So what is this wind energy, which comes under renewable energy, right? So here, what are the advantages of going with this wind energy? Do we have any advantages? Eco-friendly, okay. Yes, what are the negative impacts? Negative things is nothing but we need to have lot of funds. We need to have first lot of investments for this. And even many times it will, whenever they are moving, so it will be also hitting the animals like birds, so that will leads to the impact on biodiversity. And apart from this, so in which state we have more amount of this wind energy? Which states? In which states? Normally, where we will be installing this kind of infrastructure, where we will be having more wind, right? Where we will be getting more wind? Yes, coast areas. Again, we have to connect sea breeze and land breeze. So what is this concept of sea breeze and land breeze? Example of local winds, right? Okay. So this article is saying that National Institute of Wind Energy says that India has wind power potential of 1,163 gigawatts at 150 meters of ground level. And India is ranking 4th in the world for installed wind energy capacity. So whenever you are writing about our renewable energy targets, don't only focus on solar energy, okay? Try to focus on this wind energy, and we are also proud to say that India is the 4th in the world regarding installed wind energy capacity, and especially highest wind energy we are generating from Tamil Nadu. Okay, and wind turbines that are more than 15 years old or have less than 2 megawatts capacity can be completely replaced with the new turbines. So this is known as repowering. So here you can get a question regarding repowering. So repowering is in news, it is related to. It is nothing but we have to replace old wind turbines with new wind turbines. This is called as repowering. So here you may also get a question regarding wind energy. What are the challenges we are having regarding wind energy? There you can say that what are the infrastructure that we have. So we have a very old technology. We have to go for repowering. Huh? So you have to see that once. So what exactly the budget required, because the amount will be changing from month to month based on the iron and steel rates. Okay. Okay, see this. So these are the very important topics that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. So by this I'm concluding. I hope you like this class. And every day we are providing free current affairs quiz which are relevant only to our newspaper. What are the articles we have discussed? So based on that, I'm going to give you the 5 prelims based questions. And next one is I'm also giving daily one mains practice question. And also I'm also providing you the word of the day, which is very, very important to understand the terminology of keywords in your UPSC syllabus. And I'm providing all these things in our Telegram channel. So you can join the Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. Don't forget. And if you like this video, please do share this class to your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to Rathods IAS Academy. And thank you so much for watching.